Avowed is an incredible game, but it can be a little bit overwhelming to begin with. So let's get you the best start possible, equipping you with an entire set of unique gear and weapons within the first hour of the game. No faffing around, let's get started. Once you've started your journey in Avowed, you've made your character, gone through the whole tutorial area, figured out what kind of weapon you want to become accustomed to, you're going to end up right here in this little dock area. You're going to meet Kai, your first companion, and he's actually going to be your saving grace for this first step. See, most people would go ahead and do the main quest or even a couple of side objectives, but instead of that, I'm actually going to show you where to go to get a weapon that will demolish pretty much any enemy you're going to come up against in the first area. We're also going to be able to make a decent bit of money along the way, but for now, open up your map. We're going to go over to this tiny little island. You'll be able to walk there in less than 2 minutes. Just make sure you drop a quick save before venturing over to the island itself, because you're going to have kind of a rough fight. The chap you're going to be fighting on the island has an incredibly powerful pistol. Plus, he's going to have a couple of minions that are going to make the job even harder. This may take a couple of attempts, particularly if you're playing at a harder difficulty, but I promise you, once you get that pistol, it's going to make it so much easier to carry on through the rest of the story. One tip I can give you is to take down all the minions first, make sure that you get Kai to do a lot of the legwork, and then when it's just you and the pistol dude, pay close attention to his movements. As soon as he raises his pistol, he's going to try to shoot you. That's your opportunity to wait for about half a second and then dodge out of the way. As long as you keep doing this, it's going to be very hard for him to actually get a shot on you. When you finally take him down, he's going to have two items that you're going to want to get your hands on. The first of which is the pistol, and like I said, it's incredible. We'll use that in a second, but also you're going to want to grab the glass eye because you're going to be able to exchange that for money towards the end of this video. Now, part 2 of the master plan is to head back to the landing, the little dock area here, and then go north, keeping to the left-hand side of Paradise. When you reach this point on the map, you'll come across a couple of spiders. Now, this is going to be a good little indicator that there is a cave nearby, and you're going to want to go into it. The first room is going to have a couple of bits and bobs, loot the chest and grab anything you need. Then the second room is going to be filled with a couple of little spiders. Take them down, then face this web right here that you can set alight. Go through it, drop down, and there'll be a little skeleton on the floor that has a unique item. This is the steel Garotte medallion. It's nothing crazy, but it is your first piece of unique gear, and there's actually another one in this cave that we need to find. Set the webs on fire and drop all the way down. There's nothing crazy through here. There is like a little secret tunnel with a teaser for what's coming up next, but you know, that's what I'm here for. When you reach this entrance and you see a couple of spiders, hang back, because as you take a certain number of spiders down, more will spawn, and they'll get bigger, a little bit more fierce, and then after taking down the second wave of spiders, a big boy is going to show up, and he is he's very angry at you. A good tip here is to use a combination of ranged attacks, combining the pistol that you found previously and maybe some fire magic as well. With the pistol alone, it should be kind of an easy fight. Once you take down the giant spider, make sure you collect Nasib's leg, or Nakib's. Nasib, how do you pronounce that? That's going to be another chunk of change at the end of the video. Then as you venture into the center of the room, you'll find this little guy chilling on the floor. He's a little bit sleepy. Loot the body and collect the steel Garotte plate, and this is going to be one of the best heavy armors you can get for a long time. For now, it does reduce your stamina and your essence, but it makes up for it with a huge damage resistance buff. There's a ladder nearby you can use to exit the cave. Then when you come out, head north. You're going to continue along this little trail until you come across a waterfall. It's literally a 2-minute walk from where you just were, and behind the waterfall, you'll be able to collect another unique item called Ondra's Grace. This lets you heal yourself whenever you're in water. There's no AFK healing until you unlock certain things later in the game, so for now, anytime you've had a rough fight, stick this on, jump in a pond for a minute, splash about, and you'll be able to recover some HP. If you jump into the building across from the waterfall, there's also a couple of other little bits in there you'll be able to loot. Nothing crazy, but supplies. Waste not, want not. Now, we're here, and we're actually going to continue going north for a little bit. You will naturally come across this area later in the game, but again, we're setting you up for the best start possible. It's at this point in the video, a YouTuber would normally tell you to subscribe to the channel or drop a like or something. I'm not going to do that. If you want to, that'd be great, but you know, that's up to you. This is awkward now, isn't it? We're just running and talking at the same time, and oh my god, it's a bloody ghost. Yeah, when you reach this bit right here, there's a bridge and a weird looking building. You're going to want to just take a couple of these guys down, head into the building. If you can't find the entrance, that's probably because it doesn't exist, so just blow a hole in the wall. This whole area is just a little parkour test, so when you climb up the first section, there'll be a chest that you need a lockpick to be able to gain access to. Nothing crazy in there, but if you have a lockpick, why not? Then swing a left, jump over this little platform, continue doing a bit of parkour stuff, and then you'll come across this area. Take down a couple of spooky enemies, and you may notice that there's no way of getting into this if you don't have a grenade, which you probably don't have, so just face the roots of this section of the building, and you'll see a barrel. Shoot it with your pistol. It will explode and you'll be able to get inside. As you walk into this room, there'll be a chest sat in the middle of the floor which will contain one of the coolest unique items, the boots of the Bricklayer. These will not only increase your carry weight, but they'll also increase the dodge distance anytime you dodge. There's a couple of other bits in this building. There's a little chest above the area where you are now, and then if you continue all the way through, you'll reach this little perch, cave, alcove thing. Here you'll be able to collect your first totem piece, and this is something for another video, but trust me, you're going to want to collect all of these. I'll make a separate video showcasing where you can find all of the totems because their buffs are incredible. Now, if you haven't already, equipped everything that you found along the way because we're going to have kind of a rough fight. On your way up here, you may have noticed a couple of guys, a group of bandits that you had to avoid because they were armed to the teeth. Well, I reckon you could probably take them down at this point in the game. A trick for this one is to sneak around the back up the side of the hill. When you see the giant shrine skull thing, you can actually drop down, and this will give you an opportunity to sneak up on the big boss. Well, I say big, he's not, like tall. I mean, like, he's pretty tough. Using a combination of ice magic and your pistol is a really good way to take this guy down while Kai kind of covers you from the back. You can see that I'm playing this as a level 3 character and I'm taking this guy down pretty easy. The hardest part is actually all of the minions that come and attack you afterwards, so grab both his weapon, the Sheathed in Summer Dagger, which is super powerful, and it's got a fire element to it, so you can actually use that to like burn webs and stuff, and his tooth. You're going to be able to exchange this along with the other 2 items for a bit of change, but you can't actually do that until you complete the next main quest objective, so let's go ahead and do that. There aren't going to be any story spoilers, but complete this mission, take down the boss, get a brand new power, and there's actually a unique shield you're going to be able to collect along the way. Then your next objective is to head to Paradise, and this is where our plan all comes together as we take a nice calm stroll back and past the spider cave we beat so long ago. I mean, it was like 2 minutes ago in the video, but come on, I need sentiment. Walk through the gates of Paradise. Again, no story spoilers, but you're gonna suddenly teleport to this location here. Then we're gonna grab a couple of other bits, wrap up some loose ends, and send you on your way. Turn left at the staircase here, and you'll be at this little town square area with a little fountain. Over on the right-hand side, there's a little plank that leads into the river. Jump off of this and into the water to the right-hand side, and you'll see a chest just sat there ready and waiting for you. Inside the chest is a band of Transcendent Suffering. This one is kind of optional because it gives you a damage increase, but it also increases the amount of damage that you take. If you like more of a risky, hardcore playstyle, this is pretty good for you because you can buff all of your stats instantly, but you'll also take double the damage, so get good at dodging or just don't use it. Climb back up to the town center and then head southwest. This is going to take you back to the entrance of the town, and from here, have a little look around, enjoy the view, and then turn right. There will be a wall that you can break, and inside there is a chest on the floor that has the hands occults. This will increase your critical hit chance and your shock damage, which, the pistol that you have has a shock element to it, so yay, more damage. At this point, you should be around about an hour to 2 hours in the game, and you have a complete set of unique items that you can upgrade, and that may not be the best set of armor in the game because it's not specifically tailored to your playstyle, but it's much better than the bog standard gear you'll find along the way. Then finally, to wrap up this video, head northeast into the marketplace and you'll be able to claim the bounty for the 3 items that you found while taking down the bosses. Each of these are worth 500 each, so that's 1500 gold to set you up. I recommend that you try to keep as much money as possible because the items and stuff you can buy at this stage in the game aren't really worth it, but I do recommend you grab any lockpicks you see from any of the merchants because these are very hard to come by. But with that said, you're now set up for your journey in Avowed. You can fine-tune your character and work towards a class class and a build that is specifically tailored to how you want to play the game. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I have a bunch of other videos on Avowed coming out soon, but for now, I love your faces. Subscribe for more videos just like this, and I'll catch you in the next one.